Hello all. Long time no hear. So it's Heisenberg here, the one who trades, as always, covering market update. Haven't been active in a while because I've shared the market predictions on Twitter and on Telegram also. Everything going as planned. As every week, we gonna start out with Bitcoin on higher time frames, next with Ethereum, total market cap, and covering also stock market and dollar index. First of all, I want to tell you a reminder that everything shared on this video is not a financial advice. This is my thoughts on how market is gonna play out. Always do your own research and manage your risk. So let's go, as always, starting with Bitcoin. I'm gonna start on macro time frames, as I've been repeating after and after for weeks now. This is key macro resistance area, and this, okay, let's make it like this, and this is key macro support. Also, I mentioned this daily trend line here, this one here, that if we're gonna break down of this one, it's going to be bloody bad, and yet we saw what did happen. So on macro time frame, nothing has changed in my opinion. We are still, the structure is low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I really doubt that this is a higher high. Reason why I'm doubtful on it is the let me put the RSI on. The middle band. Okay, like this. Why I doubt that this is a higher high is because of the RSI bearish divergence. On price, yes, we are maintaining a higher high, but on the RSI, we have a lower high. Also, this makes me think that this is just an equal highs. I mean, not equal highs like liquidity highs, because liquidity here is almost all taken. Only those highs are left out. But in my opinion, this is not completely a higher high. What I'm looking at here is a potential double top, or even a head and shoulder pattern. Another retest of this broken trend line, also the macro resistance area, and more downside to come until the liquidity down here is the inefficiency down here is all filled out. So on macro perspective, what I've been talking to you weeks and weeks now is that do not be bullish into a macro resistance area. What you need to do is, if you find a good coin, a good setup, use it in a scalping mode. Use it on lower time frames, execute on lower time frames, and take profit aggressively. If you want to do swing trades, that's not the area where you want to take swing trades. The area where you want to swing trades is macro supports, or when the key resistance area on macro are broken. For example, above here, as I've been saying, targeting this one here, second target and third target, or bid this zone. Invalidation is weekly close under 24k, and hold for a tag to this zone here as the first zone, or even this zone here. Those zones are the ones that you should bid for swing trades. So it's clean enough, in my opinion. The same thing, I don't want to repeat again and again. Above 32.4k, first target is here. As I said, second one and the third one are those highs here. If we get close weekly under the zone, in my opinion, this is all a deviation. And I think we're gonna tag first zone is this zone here. It also works out as the macro mid range, and the probability increases really higher that we're gonna go towards the previous range lows. I think it's lean enough on macro time frame for Bitcoin. So I'm gonna continue out towards the Ethereum. What is Ethereum showing us on macro time frame? Okay, the daily trend line that I've been mentioning has been broken down here. I think this was the one, I don't know exactly, but yet we are on this trend line here, and we are looking at the macro time frame. I don't know why I have this alert on, clearing it out. Let me mark this out like this: deviation, fake out, and the range lows like this. Okay, mid-range comes around this zone here, respectful enough, like this. Okay, so Ethereum, it's not good. It's not really, it's not good for as long as we do not reclaim this zone here. Let me just mark the prices. For as long as 1700 is not reclaimed on higher time frame, I'm not bullish on Ethereum, and I expect a potential breakdown of this trend line that it's holding still, Ethereum. Also to be even macro bullish on Ethereum, I want to see price break and hold above this key zone here, which comes around 2k, break and hold above it, and I'm targeting 2k and a half, 3.5, potentially even higher. But for as long as we are first under this black zone here and second under this blue zone here, I think that a potential breakdown of this trend line here is on for Ethereum, targeting here first as first target. Second target is this zone here, those lows here and this zone here, and the third target is the previous range low. Let's mark the price also on this one. Good. Oops. Next on higher time frame is Bitcoin dominance. What is Bitcoin dominance doing? It's just for as long as it's above the zone here, it's bullish retest of the broken multi-year accumulation on this zone here, and in my opinion, Bitcoin dominance is gonna expansion even higher, tagging 33% in my opinion in the future, for as long as this zone hold. If we get under this zone, also the breakdown of this green trend line, probability is we tag this zone and even the macro mid range, which will give ETH BTC and altcoin some relief. As BTC still holding the 3-day demand zone or order blocks or whatever you want to call it. On lower time frames, I shared one short idea of not short idea, but I talked about potential reversal on price on at BTC on this zone here because of those highs taken here. Price did dump, but I was not shorting it until I see it close under this 12-hour order block and this trend line. If we get under this zone here, I'm gonna short it out, targeting those equal lows. My invalidation is closed back above here, and I will target even higher than the previous highs here. It's simple enough. Next, dollar index, kind of weak today because the Euro USD tagged its lowest liquidity lows, so this pullback is logically on dollar because it did its job since here, and now at the macro mid-range level. I'm still bullish on dollar. I just think potential retest towards this zone here on the weekly, like something like this, and we go even higher. I'm being cautious. For as long as this zone holds, I'm cautious on markets. I think that the bullishness on dollar, it's gonna continue. Total market cap holding at its key level area. On its support is the here. I talked about that total market cap is the only thing holding market right now. And yet, after one daily close under it, we saw capitulation candle. Now sitting at its support, if we close under this zone, I'm targeting this zone here and potentially macro mid-range. Same thing with total 2. Macro mid-range. Well, we are at the sitting at the macro mid-range. This one shows up how weak are altcoins comparing to Bitcoin. If we get close under this zone here, my first target is here, closed under here, and I target those spicy lows here. Look at that. Liquidity, full liquidity. But I take it as a complete range low here. On short term, let's talk about short term now. On short term, what Bitcoin is doing. Well, I longed Bitcoin yesterday with a clean invalidation. We marked out the those highs here, which were correlated also with the Monday's high. Here we had Monday's low. So trap move under Monday's low, reclaim bullish retest on the Monday's low. First target Monday's high, and second target equal highs at the 26.6k. It was clean enough because my validation was lose Monday's low and I'll be out because that would show weakness on Bitcoin. But what liquidity is telling me, I have two key scenarios. Let me just check if I can find the I don't know exactly the symbol. I'm sorry. BTC 1. Okay. This one. Let me put it here. As we see, we have left a gap on the Bitcoin price. I don't like this candle being like this. I don't really like flat candles. I'm gonna mark out this level and set some alerts on it. What my thoughts are. Let's get it like this. First, marking out this zone here, like this. Second thing, what I'm gonna do is mark out those highs here. Next, what I will do is this zone here, which doesn't convince me as a bottom wick. Also, the heat map shows that the liquidity pocket on Bitcoin is around 24k. So correlated with this one, 27k, 27.5, 27k, 27.5. The whole zone here is CME gap. So my ideal scenario is like this: take out those lows here, bounce on the macro support area, and then we go for the first, we go for this zone here, and second for the highs here. And if we reclaim the zone, long trigger, target 1 and target 2. This would be the ideal scenario on Bitcoin. Ethereum, my alerts are here. Maybe I'll try a scalping short here because of all those equal highs here. Targeting this first, those lows here, even those lows, and even this zone here. Let's see what we get on the liquidity. But on short term, okay, I want to see daily close above this zone, above this candle here, for maintaining bullish, or even filling the CME gap, which comes around this zone here, correlated with this resistance area here. But let's see what we get. For as long as this red zone here holds, which is macro support area, I'm not being bearish. I would be careful shorting, only scalp mode. If we get close under this zone here and consolidate, I expect to move towards 22.8, 21.8k. And only with confirmations we talk about lower targets. So if we close under this target here and target even potentially range lows, but this zone here is choppy zone, it's on the scalp mode. I'll be careful on trading it. Next, Ethereum, it's in a big resistance area, also equal highs left here, so there is a big probability that we get rejected here. If we take out of those highs, left a wick, rejection, continue for the lows here. But if we get daily close above here, that it's gonna be a bullish deviation. First target, second one, if we get above here, and potentially bearish retest of the broken trend line. I'm gonna mark out also the other trend line that I talked about it on the weekly time frame. Okay, I leave it on the other chart because this one gets too complicated. Next, what I want to talk about is a potential scenario on Bitcoin. I don't know if. Okay, let me just get this chart here. I don't know if it's gonna be the correct scenario, or it's gonna be the trend reversal price of this one, but it might be. Yes, it might be. I'm looking at like this way, so let me just make it clean until here, and this one like this. Extend right, no, extend right, range high, range low, it's all a range like this. making it on green. From a range to another range. Range high, a range low, like this, and like this. This is the model that I think it might be playing out. Fill all those inefficiency. This is the potential reverse area. I would not keep my eyes out of this scenario. I don't know if it's gonna play out, but it's interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see for me. We are for now breaking out of this small range. Are we gonna have a power of 3? Bearish power of 3 here. Deviation, probably deviation here. Close back under those highs. And we shorted first target and the second target, the lows here. But for as long as this zone holds it, yes, it's breaking out, and it's probably gonna go for all those highs here and even filling the CME gap. The scenario based on this zone here, on this picture here, is not the one that I will be trading. I think it's normally it's not gonna go like consolidation here, move, consolidation here, move. But it might be reversal price area. But I think that that liquidity pocket around 24k has to be taken. So I'm still calling out the scenario that I mentioned earlier, filling the CME gap and again downside to take the liquidity pocket. After that, we'll see what happens. I want to see price get close above this zone here. If we want to have a bullish momentum, also on Ethereum, close above this zone here, above the equal highs, and we probably see some move towards this zone here and this zone here. So this is it. These are my thoughts about how market is gonna go and play out. It's not, again, it's not a financial advice, it's just my thoughts of how market, what's gonna do, what's gonna happen on the next days and weeks. I wish you the best of luck, health first of all, and good trading. If you like the content I share here, if you find it helpful, please like the video and share it, subscribe to the channel and show support. I would really appreciate it. Thanks once again, and I'll see you on the next stream. Cheers.